Any science geeks here? Give me a wave if you're a science geek. We're going to talk about quantum physics. Yeah, we just love physics and quantum mechanics and science, right? Who doesn't love it? So we're going to talk about how quantum physics connects with spirituality. I think you've heard of this before, but I want to emphasize some important points. Three important points, in fact. Three important concepts that will allow you to understand how quantum physics connects with spirituality. And if you haven't heard about this concept before, well, this is going to be a big shocker for you. It might open your eyes to see the world in a different lights. Because we think, oh, science is science and spirituality is spirituality. How can you mix the two? They actually fight against each other, don't they? Because science says there is no God. And then spiritual people, though, science is made by God and it's not everything. And Darwin, theories, Darwin who came up with the survival of the fittest and so on, of evolution, of how we evolved from apes and so on and so on. And say, well, that contradicts the creation theory from the Bible. So anti-Darwin, Darwin sucks. So there's always been this fighting between the science and spirituality. But what you're going to find out is that there's a lot in common because with people who have made advances in quantum physics, such as Max Planck, German physicist, Erwin Schrödinger, David Bohm, Amit Goswami. These are very famous scientists over the last 100 years that have made some significant and huge contributions to science. And there's this discoveries about quantum physics. And now we have a Nobel Prize winner who won the Nobel Prize in proving quantum entanglement. And we're going to get into that. You guys heard of quantum entanglement? Okay, we'll get to that. All right, so there's three things I want to talk about. First is the observer effect. Number two is the non-locality effect. And number three is the holographic principle. Does it sound interesting? Very geeky? Is it geeky enough? Okay, first one, the observer effect. So one of the most well-known quantum phenomena is called the observer effect, which suggests that the act of observing or the observation of something can affect the behavior of subatomic particles. Sometimes scientists and spiritual practitioners have proposed that this is phenomenon can be connected to the idea that our consciousness affects the world around us. Okay, so what is this? What is this concept? Well, it's called the double slit experiment, and you can YouTube this, Google about it, and it's basically showing how electrons will either act as a particle or act as a wave, depending on whether the observer is present to watch the experiment happening. Now, when the observer is not present, it just acts as a wave. It's just a wave. But when the observer is present watching the experiment, then the electron becomes a particle. So weird, right? How could that be? We thought that the reality is reality. If it's a particle, it's a particle. If it's a wave, it's a wave. How can it be two things at the same time? And an electron would change the way it behaves depending on whether the observer is there to watch it happen. But you know what? That's exactly what is happening. This is an experiment done many times, and it's basically a very well documented and well understood phenomenon that happens in reality. It happens in life. Happens in the universe. It's called the observer effect. And spiritually, right? We all heard about manifesting. We all heard about prayer, meditation, and how our consciousness can affect reality itself. So what do you think? Do you think that's true? Do you think that our consciousness can indeed affect reality? Like, how much can our consciousness affect reality? If that's the case, then like okay, so we can make electrons turn into particles or waves, or the other way around. So what? Who cares? It's just an electron. Well, how much do you think our minds can affect reality? That's the question, right? Does it mean that if you wish, oh, I want a Lamborghini, and then boom, the Lamborghini shows up in your house, in your garage, or on your street, or you got the keys right away? Is that how it works? Right? Or you think about, oh, I'm going to win the lottery, and next day you win the lottery like that? Is that how it works? What do you think? Right? Is like, how is there a limit to how much we can affect reality with our minds? That's the question, right? Like, we know we can. Scientifically speaking, we know that we can affect reality according to this experiment in quantum physics. But the question is, how much can we affect reality? And how can we use our minds to affect reality, right? That's a good question, isn't it? Okay, you guys want to talk about that? We'll come back to that later. Okay, the second one is the second concept that connects quantum physics with spirituality is non-locality. You guys heard of this before? So another interesting concept in quantum physics is non-locality, which suggests that particles can be connected in a way that transcends space and time. Some scientists and spiritual practitioners have proposed that this concept could be connected to the idea of universal consciousness. Joe Dispenza says, in quantum physics, when two particles become entangled, they become connected in such a way that the behavior of one particle affects the behavior of the other, no matter how far they are apart in space or time. This means that there is a non-local, interconnected aspect to the universe that transcends our normal understanding of space and time. Okay, so conventional thinking thinks that, okay, we move a long time forward, right? We go forward in time. There's no such thing as jumping forward in time. There's no such thing as going backwards in time. We're just moving forward in time 1 second at a time, and it's completely linear, okay? And also that concept of space. For example, you are in your living room. I'm in my office. There's no connection there, right? I'm here, you're there. We're separated by space. That all makes sense, right? Space and time. That's what our normal brains can comprehend because we observe it all the time. But based on the non-locality principle of quantum physics, particles can be at two places at the same time, and in the future or in the past at the same time. How is that possible? I don't know. Okay, you can read all the sciencey documentation about it, but it's actually happening. So there are particles that do occur in two places at the same time, and there are also particles that can occur or exist in the past and present at the same time. How does that work? Well, it's just the truth of how nature is. If we connect that with spirituality, well, what is God? God is also transcends time and space, right? Because he's everywhere. Or he can be one place at one time if he wanted to. He can be in multiple places at the same time because he is God, right? If it's the Christian God, right? I'm talking about specifically. But if you want to talk about any other like higher power or deity, it works the same way. And also, they can be they also from the past and the present and the future, right? Alpha and Omega. That's how the Bible refers to God, right? Alpha and Omega is the beginning and the end, and he has no time, right? He's beyond time itself, or he's the creator of time itself. So that's the principle of non-locality. And then there's been a lot of psychic experiments done also by people who do remote viewing, and this, by the way, has been financed by the government, of people who are able to use their minds to view into other parts of the world, like military bases. That's what they were using them for, or find submarines that are deep in the ocean by just using their psychic power. How do they do that? Because they're able to send their consciousness to any place they want. And it's based on the non-locality principle, is that everything's connected. You are in your living room, but guess what? You are also here in my office. You are also in the moon. You're also in another planet. You're also in another galaxy at the same time. How is it possible? But based on non-locality principle, the fact that we're all connected and we're all one means that that is actually happening right now. Okay, so how is that applicable to real life? You thinking? Okay, so what if you can? So what if this is happening? Okay, so there's particles that exist in different space, different places, and different times at the same time. So what does it matter to you, right? Well, it matters because that means that we're all connected. Okay, you're connected to everything in your past, in your present, in your future. You're connected to everybody else that you don't even know. You connected to all of creation, all of the universe. You're created connected with all nature, even things that are not alive. You're connected to everything. Every little particle, every consciousness is connected because of this non-locality principle. Okay, and if that's the case, how are you going to start living your life knowing that you're connected to everything out there? So think about that. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. So, you guys ready for the third one? The third principle, a concept that connects spirituality and quantum physics, is called the holographic principle. You guys heard of that? Holographic principle is a concept in physics that suggests that the universe may be a hologram with information encoded on two-dimensional surface that gives rise to a three-dimensional world we experience. Some scientists and spiritual practitioners have proposed that this concept could be connected to the idea that our reality is a projection of our consciousness. Pretty trippy, right? You guys watch The Matrix? Okay, what's The Matrix about? The Matrix is about the fact that we are in a projected or projected reality, right? And that they were in some kind of computer program, and it wasn't reality because it's just what they fed into their brains. So in a way, that's some kind of projected consciousness. But what if our entire world, like the world we're living in now, the reality we are now, is just another one of those projections? Okay, that's right. What if it's just one of those just another one of those projections, and that we actually live in a holographic world? Okay, what was a hologram? Did you know that if you cut a hologram, let's say you have a hologram this big, okay, and you take a little piece of it, that little piece will have also the pattern or the code for the entire hologram. Is that weird? It's kind of like your DNA. Like if you take your DNA, just a little piece of you, you can use that DNA to create to see the whole picture of what you look like, what you are. Okay, so um, quantum physics suggests that our reality is this projection. It's just hologram. So every part is the whole. So every piece of the part is also the whole. It's kind of like it connects with the non-locality that we all connected. Is that every little piece of the reality of existence of the universe is like a little piece of the hologram, and contains within itself the entire universe also. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that first of all, that maybe everything we're experiencing is illusion. Is this actually real? That, like, you're hitting this table, you're holding your phone in your hand. Isn't it real? Is the food you ate this morning real? Is the car you drove real? Is the house you live in real? Are your family members, are they real? Is your body, is it real? Okay. Are your clothes real? So that's the question, right? Well, how do you define what's real or not? That's a good question. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so those are the three major ways that connect spirituality and quantum physics, which is science. And the first one is the observer effect. The second one is non-locality, and the third one is a holographic principle. And they all tie together, and they're all very, very interesting to think about. Kind of kind of changes your perception of how the world works, right? Like if you realize that our minds can affect reality, also our minds can be anywhere, any place, anytime, And also, our minds have within itself everything else in the universe is also in our mind. Those three things. Okay. If you understand them, if you start living that way with that understanding, how is that going to change your perception of your day-to-day life? Does that give you power, or that does it make you less powerful? I think that it makes us a lot more powerful than we realize, don't you? Don't you think? Right? Because we basically have access and the ability to create our reality. We have the ability to see into anywhere we want in the world or in the universe. We have ability to see into the past or see into the future. Okay, this is all theoretical, by the way, but lots of people do this. Okay, um, and we have the ability to create because who or what actually is observing the hologram? What is actually observing reality? Is reality happening to you, or are you the one who is perceiving reality? Which way is it? I'm running out of batteries. I mean, charge. So what's happening is reality happening outside of us, outside us, and then it's feeding us what's happening, and then we're observing it, or actually that's not the question. So is reality happening outside of our consciousness, or is our consciousness happening inside? No. Okay. The question is reality happening inside of our consciousness, or is our consciousness inside of reality? Which one is it? Is consciousness inside of reality, or is reality inside of consciousness? Very tricky question, right? What do you think? Both. Some people says both. Reality is inside consciousness. Reality on consciousness. Energy collects to make matter, and as energy we thought, and as matter we create. Okay. Some people think consciousness is inside reality. Consciousness, I believe, is inside our perception of reality. I say both. Okay. Another person says, everything is quantum. We are all God resonating at physical frequencies, at sub levels. Some people said there's an exchange. Well, that's a really, really good question. Let's think about it. Okay, so if we are inside of reality, then that means that reality is happening, and we're inside of it, and then it's kind of like you're inside the matrix, and you're not really in control of it, and you're just inside of it and observing what's happening. But if reality is inside of our consciousness, that means that our consciousness is bigger, or like encompasses reality, right? And it's our consciousness that creates or manipulates reality, because reality is inside our consciousness. Which one do you think is the more accurate? It's both. It's all about energy. We create the reality. I think it's both, right? There's truth in both, I think, because um and I think the secret trick answer is that neither, because our consciousness is reality, right? our consciousness is reality, and reality is our consciousness, because if everything's connected and we're experiencing and we're observing reality, and we ourselves are the universe because we're connected to it, then it's all one thing, right? So that's a trick question. Is that it is both, but if you can be above that, is that yes, both are happening at the same time. And the secret answer is that uh, that neither, because we are at reality itself. There's no disconnection. There's no difference. What do you think about that answer, sir? I just came up with that. Also, seeking enlightenment through meditation can lead us to better frequency for ourselves. Yes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I look forward to seeing your comments on this video later posted on YouTube. You can rewatch this and make your comments and what you think about what I just said. You know, we're all like explorers, and we're all students in learning about the universe, and none of us really can grasp the true nature of everything. But I think these ideas and concepts help us to understand how the world works a lot more clearly, and start to make that connection between spirituality and science, and start to unify that concept, which is what I talk about in my book, Life of Qi. If you don't have my book, you should order it. We've had a lot of people order it recently because it's only $1, and you get the whole book. It's 200 pages, and it give you a free frequency, and you get the audio book and ebook too. So, so that's what I talk about. I talk about how science connects with Qi energy, or life force specifically. The book is called Life of Qi. If you want to get the book, it's on this website, usetheqi.com. It's the second link. Just go there and you can get the book for $1. So Amit Goswami is an Indian American physicist and author of The Self-Aware Universe. He says that quantum physics reveals a basic oneness of the universe. It shows that we cannot decompose the world into independently existing smallest units. As we penetrate into matter, nature does not show us any isolated building blocks, but rather appears to be a complicated web of relations of various parts of the whole. Okay, because scientists for centuries, I guess, have been attempting to find the smallest particle, right, the smallest block of building block of matter, of existence, and they still can't find it. The deeper they go, they just find another layer of frequency and reality, or even smaller particles, or known particles at all. So so they basically he's saying that they're looking in the wrong place. The universe is not built on particles. The universe is not built on these little tiny, smaller and smaller, infinitely small particles. They're built by relationships or connections, or basically we can say frequencies, wave and energy. That's actually what the universe is. It's mostly energy. If you look at the stars, like astronomers, they look at the stars, and they can see in space this huge amount of energy. About 80% of space is made of this huge amount of mass. It's called dark mass, or dark matter. It's invisible. There's no particle, there's no mass, there's no like physical mass they can find to create this energy, specifically gravity, right? So the gravity is bending light, and that's how they can find this matter affecting stars and light in the universe, and it accounts for 80% of all the matter in the universe, but they can't find it. It's called dark matter, which means that when you're looking for just like physical material things, it's not even, there's only a small part of reality. Majority of what reality is, 80% plus, is actually invisible. It's just energy, maybe even 100%. And so we are all made of energy. We're all made of frequency and vibration. Are you psychic? I'm not a trained psychic, and I won't call myself a psychic, but I do have pretty good intuition, right? And if I do practice, I think I can be a pretty good psychic. But I'm more into martial arts and qigong for healing, so I think I'm good at that. I mean, I have kind of dabbled into some psychic things, such as like um, telepathy and remote viewing and astral travel and things like that. But I think that some of us gets too obsessed with that because okay, so what if you can leave your body, go fly around in space, and come back? It doesn't help you know, it doesn't improve your relationship with your wife, doesn't improve your relationship with your kids, doesn't help you to do well in business or in your work, right? So I want to focus on like superhuman abilities that actually make a difference in everyday life. Where I think obviously this just makes more sense to spend your time in developing in working with is developing your own abilities that can help you improve your life. And what's your life, right? Your life is your health, your relationships, right? Your finances, right? Making money. You need money to survive in this world. Uh, your life is your vocation, your career, what you like to do, what you do for a living, or it could be your passion and your mission, right? Your purpose in your life, and your spiritual connectedness in your spiritual life. So that's your life. So if you're doing things and you're spending time that doesn't improve any one of those things, you're just wasting time and energy, in my point of view. But some people are amazing psychics, and what they do is they use their ability to help other people. So there is a point. There's a point in that, and that's their calling. Um, and then sometimes it's good to explore. I mean, some people want to do remote viewing just for the fun, and I mean, sometimes people do it for fun, and we need to do things for fun. That's also an important part of life, is to enjoy life and to relax and to chill out and to have fun. That's another part of life too. So don't forget that. Some people work so hard they never have any fun, and then years go by and they kind of wasted a lot of their life away. So it's all about balance. Okay, all those things you need to balance all those things. Um, I think that's true happiness, when you can find that balance and realize that happiness is not pursuit, because pursuit is not a balance. Pursuit is chasing. Pursuit is force. Pursuit is effort. Whereas balance is yes, is all that, but also with the relaxing and with doing nothing. Sometimes doing nothing and staying still sometimes is the right thing to do, is what you need. So it's all about balance. Whereas like Western society and mentality is all about go 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 go. You know, go work out to get a better body, to get eat this to get healthier. Um, work harder, or do this, start this business, and so it's always like go go go, which has its place, but then it's too much of the yang masculine ideals and yang masculine energies, right? Whereas the feminine is like nurture, nature, um, just going with the flow, relaxing, right? Creativity, things like that. Those are important too. So you need to learn how to balance the yin and the yang if you want to really be happy. Okay, if you get too much on one side, you're not going to be happy. Even if you're too yin, if you're too much on the feminine side, you're not going to be happy either. So my advice is to try to find a way that helps you to balance it all. And it might seem like it's a big endeavor and it's really hard to do, but it's actually quite simple. And I've simplified the whole thing by by just using technology. So if you don't know, I'm the inventor of Qi Coils. That's right, Qi Coils. These are what I call Qi Coils. So we actually have yin and yang coils that produce yin energy or yang energy or chi energy, so life force energy. And it's based on all the concepts we talked about today about quantum physics and how you can use frequencies to, well, actually, beyond this, it's actually even simpler than quantum physics. It's basically our cells and our DNA and our brain waves all can be manipulated or changed or improved from magnetic fields. So there's another huge amount of research on how magnetic fields and frequencies can change the mind and the body. It's been researched and documented and studied for like the last 100 years, and a lot of the research is in my book, Life of Qi. But based on frequencies, those principles, like you can actually use these frequencies to amplify that ability of your mind to be able to connect to that universal consciousness that is out there. So you're thinking, remember in the first one I said, okay, how do you actually change reality, right? Remember the number one, the observer effect. So if we can actually change reality, it's scientifically proven, then how much of it can we change? And also, how do we actually go about changing reality? So the answer is to be able to, first of all, know what frequency you are. And second of all, being able to change that frequency to what you want it to be or where it needs to be. And that's it. Okay. Because once you don't even need to know what frequency you are. Okay. You just need to know, just one step. Just change yourself to the frequency that is the one that helps you to manifest better. Okay. So, and we have the frequency. You just need to use this frequency, and it's going to basically raise your frequency higher and then tune it like a radio, like tune it to the frequency that you need in order to be able to manifest, to affect reality, to alter reality, to bend reality more effectively. Why? It's because we just explained that your mind is the thing that is changing reality, and your mind, your perception, is what perceives reality and what creates reality. And your mind operates with frequency. Okay, I can show you. You can listen to our frequencies, even the sound frequencies, by the way. You can listen to them for like 30 minutes, and your mind will change. The way your mind feels and observes reality will change completely. For example, listen to our remove negative energy. Your mind will relax, and all the stress will go away. Your mind will change. If you listen to luck boost, you'll feel more positive. You'll feel like lucky and optimistic. So your mind will change. If you listen to another one like meditation, like the pineal gland one that we have, you will basically feel like everything's brightened up, and you have this you feel like your awareness or your observations are much more vivid. So your mind will change. So notice what I'm saying. Your mind changes from frequencies, and you can experience this for free. You can go to my site, experience it for free with just the sound frequencies. I have 7 sound frequencies that you can experience for free. And then when you start experiencing that, you say, holy cow, holy shit, this is real. Frequencies actually change my mind and how I perceive reality and how things and how I feel. And you're gonna be blown away. And at that point, then you might want to get our Qi Coils because you're gonna want to go even deeper, and you're gonna want to say, okay, if this is true, what else is out there? What else can I do? What else can I experience? How far can this go? How far down this rabbit hole do you want to go? Right? You took the red pill, like, so the frequencies are like the red pill. Okay, they open your mind and you start that path into the rabbit hole. But once you get into the rabbit hole and realize, oh, just like Neo went to Matrix and he can learn anything he wants. He says he wants to learn Kung Fu, right? What's that? So what do you want to do? Like, what is it that you want to manifest in your life? Do you want to learn Kung Fu? You can watch my Kung Fu lessons on YouTube. Or do you want, or you can do whatever you want. You can pick up a hobby, you can learn a new language, you can start a business, you can improve your health, you can lose weight, you can improve your relationships, right? You can raise your kids better, You can make your pets healthier. Whatever you want, you can achieve it through your mind. And our technology is what can help you do that. Now, people will say, well, you don't need all this technology David Wong made, because you can just meditate and do all of those things and achieve the same thing. And what I say to that is, of course you can, but this will make it faster and easier, right? Like how many people can go to a retreat for 2 weeks just to meditate, right? Some people do, but most of us, we're so busy working. We have families to take care of. We have to do the chores, take out the garbage. We have to, fix the car. We have to like do this, do that. We don't have time to like go to a retreat for 2 weeks to meditate. Okay. And we may not even have time to meditate, or we may not even want to meditate, or you don't even believe in meditating. Well, that's why this technology is so amazing, because you don't need to believe in meditation. You don't need to do any meditation. It just does it for you, because it's like once again, it just turns the knob on your brain, right? Let's say your brain had this knob and you just turn it to dial it in to those frequencies you need. That's what this Qi Coils do. You just turn it on, you dial it to a frequency. Like we have 10,000 frequencies, by the way. And you just choose the one you want, and then you're automatically being programmed and resonate to that frequency. And the more you're exposed to it, then the more you will resonate this frequency. Does it make sense? Because we're like crystals. We hold programming, okay? But some people will take a longer time to program than other people because their crystals are too, let's say, I would say too hard, right? The crystals are too hard and too rigid. But some people's crystal is very fluid or plastic. Like there's something called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, it means how plastic your mind is, how changeable, how programmable your mind is. So our brains are plastic no matter how old we get. So it doesn't matter if you're 90 years old. Science has proven that there's no such thing as old dog can't learn new tricks. You know that saying? Old dogs can't learn new tricks. So old people, they use that as an excuse to say, okay, you can't teach me anything. I'm not going to change my ways. I'm not going to learn anything. I'm not going to improve myself because I'm 90 years old. There's no way for me to improve. But that's all bullshit, because science says that even if you're 90 years old, your brain is plastic. You can learn anything you want. You can change your behaviors, change your habits, and you can, because it's all about frequency. Okay, so some people are more plastic than others. That's true, because it could be just because they're born that way, or because they have a lot of blockages mentally, emotionally, spiritually in their life that block them from change. But those things can be removed. Those things can be unblocked. It just takes longer. So people who use Qi Coils, I say use it for 21 days, 20 minutes a day, and then definitely you're gonna you start feeling change if you use it 21 days in a row. Okay. Bruce Lipton on neuroplasticity. Yeah, I mean, lots of people talk about neuroplasticity. It's pretty commonly known. The brain that changes itself. The author of that, he's most well known for this concept. I think it's Bruce Lipton, right? Okay. Any questions? Okay. So who's coming to our event, the private event in LA tomorrow night, 7 p.m.? I'm just totally winging this because I don't even know the hotel can hold that many people. I don't even know where it's going to be. I think they have some kind of restaurants there. So I don't know how it's going to work. But anyway, you show up, you get to meet me, we get to hang out. Okay? If you can't make it, that's fine. You can just come to these lives and talk to me here. Live too far away. That's fine. I mean, I don't expect everybody to go to LA. But I know that there's a lot of you listening to this or watching this that are from LA. You're from Bay Area. Okay, great. Next time, New York. Who knows? San Diego. I was just down in San Diego. I'll be in Texas in June. I don't know if you guys are in Texas. I live in Vancouver, not Vancouver Island, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. From Alabama. Yes, can we use your technology with YouTube video? What do you mean use my technology with YouTube video? We have frequencies on YouTube. We might be putting some more frequencies on YouTube, but yes, you can use the YouTube frequencies with our Qi Coils if you want. When are you coming to the Northeast? Where's the Northeast? Northeast of what? Like in America? I don't think like North Carolina around there. I don't think I'm gonna be heading out that way. It's too far. Oregon, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll do a tour one of these days. But I'm kind of focused right now on in the West Coast area, since I'm on the West Coast. But maybe Florida out there eventually. Qi helps anxiety. Yes, it does. So our product can help with anxiety and depression and trauma and stress. San Juan Islands is just a hop, skip, jump from you. Okay. Hey, David. CJ Focus. You come to Vancouver. Yeah, so if you come out to Vancouver, Canada, if you want to buy me dinner or lunch, that would be nice. Just give me a message. Which product for anxiety? You can use just our frequency for remove negative energy, or any of our regeneration frequencies, or we have actually one specifically for anxiety. So just go to the website and use the qi.com. There's lots of frequencies you can use. Listen to frequencies from Sapien, Dr. Virtual. Okay, that's good. South Africa, that's a little bit too far. It's a little bit too far. Toronto, maybe. Maybe. I just talked to somebody from Toronto today. They want to partner with me. They have a large company for women, for like moms. They help moms with burnout, stress, and a lot of people a lot of moms especially are having burnout, experiencing burnout and stress and fatigue, and they get sick very easily because they're so burned out and their immune systems are all down to nothing. So our Qi Coils is absolutely what they need. They definitely need Qi Coils. Okay, if they're going to improve their immune, and if they're going to have better health for themselves so that they can be the core of the family, and also better health for the entire family because the whole family can use this. You don't need to measure where it hurts you are. It's not necessarily. There's another kind of misconception that people think they need some kind of diagnosis, okay, or some kind of scan of their body to see what's wrong with them. I don't think that's a very effective way of improving your health. Like they want to find out, like my spleen has this problem, and then I have this like trauma happened to me when I was 5 years old, and then it connects to something. I ate this thing 10 years ago and it gave me poison, and it connects to some other thing. Because I'm exposed to 5G radiation, and then so there's so many layers of problems, okay? And then people are trying to find ways to diagnose to see what the problem is so they can fix it. Well, the problem is that because problems also have layers. So even one doctor, they say, okay, you have this. And then you go to another doctor, they're going to say, you have this and this. And you go to another doctor, they all have different opinions, and they all be right. Okay, so don't focus too much on what the problems are with you. Okay, just you do something that's going to fix all of them at the same time, right? Which is to improve your energy, improve your frequency. So if you can just turn on a frequency, that's going to improve your frequency in general and give you an strong energy field and strong life force. Do you really need to know what energy you started off with, or what frequency you're at now? No, because you just want to improve, right? Just make it better. Why do you need to know what frequency you are now? Why do you need to scan yourself to find out, what trauma you experienced when you were 5 years old or 10 years old, or like what you ate 5 days ago, or what you know, things like that. It doesn't matter, right? Or what underlying things are happening. You have your symptoms, underlying problems behind those, and genetic issues. But who cares? You can always find more problems, okay? Or you can always find more deficiencies or things with you, and people are obsessed with that. And if you just keep on fixing problems, it's like trying to plug these holes. It's like you got a bathtub, and then when you plug in one hole, two other holes appear. You plug in two holes, another 5 holes appear, right? So you go down this endless route of finding more problems wrong with you. So that's just a waste of time. And it's going to get you into this mindset of looking for more problems that are wrong with you. So instead, forget all of that and just do one thing that can solve all those problems at once. Get right down to the root of everything, the root of existence, the root of the universe, which is frequency, vibration, and energy. Okay, that is the foundation, right? That's the basis of our universe: energy, frequency, vibration. So if you can fix your energy, frequency, and vibration, then everything else will follow that, right? Everything else, the rising tide will raise all the ships. Does that make sense? So forget about scans, forget about, psychotherapy or whatever, figuring out like all these things. Sometimes it has its place, but it's not, just say it's not the path to your best health. Okay, it's the wrong mindset to attain your best health. So to attain your best health, you got to do something simple. All right, you got to do something simple that is repeatable and that you can do every day. It becomes part of your lifestyle. Okay, and that's how I've designed my products. I designed my technology, my software, Qi Energy AI, Qi Coils, and so on. It's something that you can use any day, and it's so simple to use. It doesn't require effort. Okay, you need to use that, because then you can focus your energy to do the things that you really don't want to do. Okay. All right. So thanks for coming. I look forward to seeing you at my event in LA to shake your hand. If you have a copy of my book, I'll sign it for you, or you want me to sign something, I can sign it for you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you. If you can't make it, and that's fine. I'll see you on live here, and maybe one day we can meet in person. Maybe in one of my maybe another one of my live events coming up. So, by the way, I'm looking for someone in Dallas, Texas, to help me be an assistant during a live event in Texas sometime in June. So if you know someone, or you're around that area, or you're willing to travel there, I'm looking for an assistant to help me out with, or a couple of assistants to help me out with an event there. That's going to be a pretty large event. It's going to be probably like 500 people, maybe. Okay, so you guys have a good night, and use the Qi and prosper. Good night, guys.